Thank you, Jen, for the raid. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Hello, people from the raid that just happened. Thank you, Jen, for the raid. What's up, everybody? Happy Mother's Day, Cat Day, Mom. Very starry, very stripy. I know, it's good. It's not, you know, it's not the July 4th yet, but Mountain Dew is already making their, like, cans America-fied. I've got to save a couple of these, because honestly, I love the America Mountain Dew can. I love that shit. I love the America Mountain Dew can. How you doing, Jen? It has been a while. How's it going? How was your stream, Jen? Patriotic Day. What's more patriotic than mothers? There's nothing more American than moms. Only place in the world you can find moms is America. They don't have moms in the other part of the world. They don't have it. They don't exist. Have I been? I've been alright. I've been pretty good. I'm pretty good. Tired, usually, is the answer that usually comes after that. Tired. America is the motherland. See? Exactly. And very understanding of reproductive biology. Fuck this shit, I'm jacking off. Fair. That's a fair. You can do that. You're allowed to do that. We don't have moms over here. In the rest of the world, we have mums. Oi, mum. I have some bread, mum. Critical difference is the O versus the U. Undo temporarily rebranded as America Dew in early 2026 to celebrate the United States 250th anniversary. Yeah, I know. America Dew. It's actually sick. The correct spelling. America. America Dew. Hell yeah. Tell me blunt with it. I mean, honestly, like, if someone's like, I'm jerking off right now, I'm honestly a little flattered. Honestly, a little flattered. Redo the fit check. They made dirty cream Mountain Dew soda. I know, I've heard about it, and I've been meaning to try it. I just don't want to like drop like $7 on a one of those mini 6-packs. Like, I don't even know if I'll like it. America herself. I'm Lady Liberty. Lady Liberty was a femboy this whole time. You guys didn't even know. In this episode, Astra will ask Rock about the best way to cook beans for chicken. Get the fuck out of here, the rage bait. Dude, it's not even like 10 minutes into the stream and you're already rage baiting me. Why? 250th anniversary of the lucky fucking escape. It tastes like British people's tears. You sure chilling today, early bird the worm. They said the statue had something under her dress. It wasn't what you thought. Someone goes into like the Statue of Liberty and they just see a giant dick and balls and they're like, surprised Jordan hasn't tried the I cannot talk today, man. It's been like a thing recently, chat. Have you guys noticed that? I can't fucking talk. Is my mental state like degrading at such a rate where I can no longer speak? They forgot the word boy in Lady Liberty. Lady Boy Liberty. Forgot the word boy. I'm surprised Astra hasn't tried dirty cream Mountain Dew soda. Yes, I'm surprised too. But usually I don't love cream soda, so it's not. I don't think I'll. I don't know if I'll jive with it. Enunciate every syllable. Fuck you. I'll enunciate none of the syllables at all. So you know, it doesn't bother us that you left us. It's your loss. Who? Doesn't bother us that you left us? Who did I leave? Who are you? I'm confused. Are you the wait, is this the guy from who is it? That was the Ansem guy? Oh, the Americans leaving us the Brits. Oh. Oh. I don't think it's our loss though. I mean, think about it, right? We have good food. We have cheeseburgers. We have pizza. We have burritos. You guys don't have burritos in England. You have to admit, you guys don't have good Mexican food in England, and that's a tragedy. Like, I don't understand. Like, what do you mean it's your loss? Like, bro, you can have all the beans and toast you want, motherfucker. I'm good. I'm good. I'm alright over here in Americaville. America, motherfucker. Goddamn son bitch. Mexican, not American? But you guys don't we have Tex-Mex here. Like, there's a difference between Mexican food and Tex-Mex. Tex-Mex is American Mexican food, and it's better. At least some of the times. Well, that came from European people? And yeah, but that would technically would have come from Spain originally, which is still not England, and still not, like, like, I don't know, man. I would rather live in America and be way poorer than live in England. Like, I gotta be honest. You know, chat, I remember a long time before I even started to stream, I remember, like, watching Finster, and I remember hearing him talk about the prices of housing in England. And I was just so... I never felt so smug about being American when just hearing some British person talk about how it costs the same for, like, a two-car garage, 4-bedroom, like, 2-bathroom house in America that's big. It's like a mansion in England. It costs the same as, like, a closet in London. It's insane. Stole our muffins. Could be wrong, but aren't burgers German? Yeah, but I'm like 90% German, so... Oh, so they're not really. Like, if you go to Hamburg, Germany, that's not... You're not gonna be able to buy a cheeseburger, like, at a proper American cheeseburger. I mean, we co-opted cheeseburgers like we co-opted half of the population of Germany in the 1880s. Like, it's... Like, my grandma... Or no, my mom even is like 99.9% German. But just because, like, our lineage comes from Germany doesn't mean we're German. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I have a German weapon right here, but that doesn't make me German. I still, my ancestors fought against this, right? My ancestors fought on the side of freedom, which means we're American now. You're not American? Dude, no American can trace their, like, lineage back to real America. Everyone traces their lineage back to, like, Africa if you go back far enough. I mean, like, come on. It's not comparing, like, with New York. Prices are stupid. More stupid than the London ones. Yeah, that's true. But I mean more just, like, even if you go outside of London, like... If you want to buy, like, a flat or a house anywhere in England, not just London, it's like, I feel like it's really hard. It's really... I guess maybe I shouldn't say that, because I don't live in England, and I've never tried to buy a house in England, so maybe I'm talking a little bit out my ass, but, like... Listen, I like to talk out of my ass sometimes, it's fun. Give me a break. Germany always loses world wars, and now they're on our side. It's a bad sign. My ancestry is, like... 65% German and 35% Irish. I think I'm like 80% German, like 15% Swedish, or maybe it's like 75% German, 20% Swedish, And like the rest is a mix of Italian and Norwegian. But like mostly German. Because like I have 16 great-grandparents on my mother's side, and 15 of them were German, and 1 of them was Norwegian. You talking out your ass? I mean, am I though? Am I though? Am I really though? How much do you think my house would cost in England, chat? Like, if you were to buy where I live in England, how much do you think it would cost? It's 900 square feet. So how much does 900 square feet get you in Birmingham? 10 quid. It's a trailer, isn't it? Yeah, so? What's your point? Trailers are cheap even in England? But for 900 square feet of trailer, how much are you gonna pay a month? Okay, all my English people here. If you went to buy a house for 900 square feet, what is the cheapest you could get it, assuming you're not in, like, an actual crackdown? Right? Assuming you're in, like, a relatively safe neighborhood that's, like, you don't feel unsafe living where you live. It could be a trailer. The Travelers would sell you a 900-foot caravan cheap. The Travelers? You can actually talk out your ass? I'd pay to see that. Well, I mean, everyone can talk out their ass. It just makes one sound, though. I'm like a quarter Welsh, 3/4 English, but go back far enough and there's a bit, brings up a bit of sick French. Ooh, French! Ugh! I don't actually have anything against French people. But, you know what's funny? Is you're like, yeah, I'm 3/4 Welsh, 2/4 English. To me, that's just all English. Like, I'm being honest with you. It's like, if you're from those islands, you're basically just British. You're just British. Except if you're Irish, but, you know. So if you're from Ireland or Scotland, then yeah, there's some difference. But legitimately, I don't think any American views Wales as any different from the rest of England. You actually own property in England? I thought you could just lease it from the crown. Oh, that's right! I don't think you can. It is like... you technically do just lease it from the crown, right? Isn't that? Because even in Australia, that's the way it is. Because it's technically a British colony still. In Indian years, but you can renew that indefinitely. It's complicated. That's... what? This is so weird. 3/4 and 2/4 makes 1/4 dumbstruck. I never said I was smart struck. I never claimed to be smart struck. You don't really own property because of property tax. I mean, I feel like sometimes I feel like you can, you know, unless the government decides to Ruby Ridge you, which they do that on occasion. Fetch where brave soldiers all hate is undeserved. Fetch where brave soldiers all the hate is undeserved. Oh, the French were brave soldiers. Yeah, but they gave up so early in World War II that I feel like they will forever be clowned on for, like, getting rolled so hard in World War II. Like, legitimately, chat, France got rolled in World War II, right? Like, France in World War I was, like, a formidable foe, right? They were, like, the Entente, the Alliance, they were, that was, like, the power, right? And now in World War II, like, 20 years later, I guess they just didn't recover from World War I, and they just got fucking rolled. Just rolled the fuck over. And then basically it was up to England and America. America to save them fucking bitches. Political rant? I'm talking about 1920s politics. That's different. No one gives a shit about 1920s politics. What are you, a Federalist? Are you a Democratic Republican? What do you think of the Federalist Papers? Outrageous. Can you believe what they put in the Constitution? That was written 250 years ago. They lost the War of Independence in Algeria in the 50s and 60s. That's probably because they had the FAMAS at that point, and only the French would design a rifle that has a 3-round burst, but doesn't have a magazine divisible by 3. Like, I understand why they did it, I just don't respect it. 1920s political rant coming in 3, 2, 1. The local gun store Cody will lecture you for 30 minutes about Ruby Ridge before selling you a gun. Dude, I get it. I get it. That was fucked up. fucked up what they did in Ruby Ridge. The problem is that Ruby Ridge is, like, not an isolated incident. It's like, there's quite a bit of Ruby Ridge incidents out there. The moral of the story is, if you ever find yourself thinking, the government would never, the answer is, oh yes they would. Oh yes they would. The mask didn't even exist then? Then they must have been using the MAS, and that honestly is that's a cool rifle, so I can't fault them for using the MAS. I want an MAS so bad. Those things are sick. French underwent modern demographic transition earlier than most European countries. Because they were the first to really, like, do the democracy thing, right? Like, France was, like, the epicenter of culture in the 1880s, right? Because, like, in the 1810s and the early like 1800s, like Napoleon was there, and then Napoleon happened, and then like they cut the king's head off, and it was like France and Vive la France or whatever the fuck, Les Miserables, you know, that era of France. And then like by the 1880s, like France was just a very like culturally like snobby place, and then Germany was like this hardcore like, we're German, du hast. Du hast mich. You know what I mean? Like that's what Germany was doing, and then England was over just like rapidly industrializing. Must be in 1978. French got addicted to head chopping for a bit. They did get addicted to head chopping for a bit. Pretty understandable. Pretty understandable. I watched a video on that John Paul Jones yesterday, and dude was a real fucking badass. Dude, I like history, alright? I got that historical autism a little bit, where I'm like, I like history. Just singing a German love songs. There was a German, West German propaganda song I was listening to a little bit ago, and it's a real bop. It's a real bop. It's like, it's literally just like a Russian communist propaganda music video, but it's an absolute bop. We were industrial maxing back in the 18th and 19th century. Yeah, and it also was like, I read a book about the guy who invented the diesel engine, right? And he grew up kind of in all three countries, because he was born in Germany, and then they moved to France, and then he moved to England for a little bit, and then back to Germany, all before he was, like, a teenager. And so he kind of got, like, a mix of, like, cultural experience. It's interesting to, like, note that, like, France was, like, this culturally enriched, awesome place. Germany was developing and becoming, like, a power, and then England just sucked. It's just England, the moral of the story is England always fucking sucks. It's like you go to England, and then it's just smokestacks and just smog, and it's like there's no sun. It's just, you go and there's just children working in coal mines and laboring jobs. Like, my god. British had no chill in like the 1800s, bro. No, I will say, if you've ever, like, there's a guy called, like, Fred Dibna. He's, like, so entertaining to watch. I love Fred Dibna. And it's, like, it's funny when you think about, like, you know, in Lord of the Rings, the Industrial Revolution was portrayed as this kind of, you know, evil, the orcs, right? It was, you know, people really didn't like it in England. Or at least some people didn't. But then you have, like, people like Fred Dibna, who have this, like, nostalgic view of everything, and it makes you think, man, those smokestacks were pretty cool. I like the smoke towers. I like the chimneys. And then it makes you sad that they're tearing down all the chimneys, and, like, if you go to England, like, 100 years ago, there would be so many chimneys in the fucking sky, it would look like a forest of chimneys. But nowadays, you go there, and there's, like, one or two that are just maybe preserved, but they all got torn down, and it's kind of sad. You evolved from that, have you, Americans? Hence, we became the wealthiest and most exploitative country in the world until you were out-exploited and out-wealthed. That was until America came and said, hold my beer. You think you can exploit the world as much as America? Fuck you, hold my beer. The English needs to reopen the coal mines. Wasn't there like a town in England that was like there was a coal mine, and the byproduct of this coal mine was like this slate shit, and they just put it on a hill above a town, and eventually it like literally just like collapsed and like avalanched like an entire town in with like coal sludge shit. It was like fucked up. Didn't that happen? Wasn't that like a seriously like fucked up thing that happened? American #1 robbing workers, hell yeah. I mean, I don't know about that. I think American working condition is better than English working condition. At least if you compare prime America dominance versus prime English dominance. Like, you'd much rather be an American in that situation. There's a brickworks. There's a brickworks short distance from me. There used to be like 30-40 chimneys when I was young. It was eight left. Now they're all gone. I know, it's kind of sad though, isn't it? Because it's so interesting how like something can like to a certain generation be like the symbol of oppression and the symbol of this crushing weight of industrialization. But then like 100 years later, and it's almost like sad to see all those chimneys go. It's like, honestly, if you watch Fred Dimna, it makes you sad. It's like, damn, dude. The Industrial Revolution was like a vibe, and it was kind of cool. Why do we have to tear down all of the chimneys? You know what I mean? Now every time I see a brick chimney out in like the wild, which is very rare, but every time I do, I'm like, I'm in pints. I'm pretty sure we have more holiday paid offs. I mean, not during the fucking Industrial Revolution. During the peak of we're talking about during the peak of England, right? So like during the 1890s, right? Would have been the peak English dominance in the 1880s or something like that, right? When the Industrial Revolution was in full swing. I don't think you want to work in that environment. Like, if you could choose between working in 1880s England or London versus working in 1950s New York, what would you pick? New York, 1970, or like 1960s New York, when America was at its peak, I feel like that's not bad. I mean, shit, dude. Would you rather be 7 years old, working in a factory where you're entirely covered in soot all day? Or would you rather work in a fucking office building in New York and going, yeah, see? What do you think of that, Barnaby? Work conditions regulations weren't hitting a thing, all countries during the 1800s. Yeah, but, like, America wasn't so industrialized at the time that we had as much, like, child labor, you know what I mean? Like, when I think of England in 1880s, I think of Jack the Ripper, I think of child labor, I think of prostitution, I think of disease, I think of, like, when I imagine what London must have been like in the year 1880, it was not pretty. No, I bet, like, I'd rather live in New York in 1880 than in London. I mean, why do you think so many people were leaving Europe at that time? That's when my ancestors came over. That's when my ancestors decided, you know, fuck this shit. I have a feeling this Germany place is gonna get real spicy in the next 40 years, so we're gonna bounce. America had different labor power. Yeah, that's true. I feel like America also was like mostly expanding during that time and not industrializing. We were more expanding and getting like a big foothold. Don Draper is pretty devious. The average lifespan was lower in the 1800s. Well, he's also like, humans would gradually be getting like older as we get like each subsequent generation gets older. So like it used to be where like 80 years old used to be like a normal time to die. Like if it was 1940 and you were 80, you were basically any day now, right? Like that is how it used to be. But nowadays I feel like so many people live to 100 Like, back in the day, living to over 100 used to be like, oh, whoa, this guy's lived 100 years. But, like, a lot of people do that now. It's not that uncommon to be over 100 years old, which is kind of crazy to think about, right? And it's like, like, all of my ancestors, pretty much, have lived exceptionally long. Like, I don't think I've had any ancestors crack 100, but, like, I knew, like, 4 of my great-grandparents. And so I think that's kind of wild. I knew, like, 4 of them, like, a long time before they died. They all got up to, like, 96, 98, right there at the edge. I think that means that because I'm, like, 3 generations removed from them, I should be able to crack 100. That's my goal, and I'm going for 100. I'm going for those 3 digits. Average lifespan is 79. Really? I feel like it's weird, because to me, like, everyone in my family dies at, like, 98. Learn the UDA? Or in the USA? So wait, in the USA, the average lifespan is 79. Because if you're adding, like, places like Russia, I guess that makes more sense. But, like... Game phone, USA. Grandmastra with the boobs down to her knees. I'll still be streaming. I'll still be just, like, right here. And I'll just be like... Hello, everybody! Welcome back to my stream! I like those videos where it's like, one person, like, they're super old, and they're like, what's your secret to life? And they're just, like, smoking a cigarette and drinking whiskey, and it's just like, not give it a fuck. And they're just, they're absolutely bawling. Like, 120 years old, drinking fucking whiskey and smoking cigars. As of 2024, the U.S. life expectancy at birth has decreased to 79 years. Really? Oldest living person was 122, lived in France. The average life expectancy at birth in the UK is 83 years. For females, 83 for females and 79 for males. Interesting. That's interesting. I wonder why it's so low. I feel like everybody I know that's like 70, in their 70s and in their like 80s, they aren't that bad. Like, they're not... I mean, I feel like my grandparents are that old, right? But they're not... I don't feel like they're about to go. I feel like they've got a good amount of life left in them. I mean, I hope. Knock on wood. Good genes go a long way for longevity in life. This is true. This is true. What is this link? 109-year-old veteran. Gotta get that B-roll shot.
He ain't talk to me. My name is Richard Arvin Overton. I am 109 years old.
God damn.
Still walk. I still talk.
This is 9 years ago. Is he still alive? Oh, he died in 2018. That's sad.
And I still drive.
He still drives? It's a nice truck, though. I'm not gonna lie. It's a nice ass truck.
I just got my license renewed this year.
That's a nice ass truck.
They give me an eye test. Everything they give me now, I pass it.
I like it when old people do this little look, you know what I mean? Where they have like that, they have this like devious, like, look at that, they're like sticking his tongue out. Like, I love it when old people have this just like devious look.
I feel good going on driving. I like to drive myself because other drivers, they drive crazy.
That's crazy, dude. That's actually crazy. What a legend. Still drives at 5 miles per hour. Imagine the shit he's seen. I mean, if you've been, I don't know. I feel like if you went through World War II, I don't think it's hard to beat that, right? Like, I don't know if I'll ever go through something like World War II. Like, at least I hope not. Like, my God, if you lived to see World War II, that's a wild time. And then you lived through the entirety of like the 21st century or the 20th century, that'd be crazy. If you can't drive in the US, you're basically screwed. That's just, yeah, that's true. I might have seen the Tulsa Massacre. Very elderly, drives like a snail. Yeah, I know. I live with a bunch of old people. It's very much so the case. Wait! He's 45 here! And I'll go 40 just to be safe. Don't drive too crazy now. I feel like everyone's had that, like, moment where they're like with their family members and they realize that some of their family members are getting to the age where they should not drive anymore, and they have to just like still get in the car with them and not bring it up because you don't want to like offend them, but it's also like I don't want to get in the car right now. Oldest person living, Ethan Cartham, UK, aged 116 years. Oldest man living, João Marino, aged 113. Oldest man living. Oh, okay, so the oldest person's a girl, and the oldest man is a guy. What do you think if they fucked? It might be kind of fucked up to think about, but like, could they have a baby? What if you're 113 years old, and you have a kid? I don't think that works, but like, imagine the 113-year-old rolls up to the 116-year-old's house and is like, "Hey baby, age ain't nothing but a thing, right? Wanna try to make a baby?" She was born in 1909. My God. If they fucked, they'd make her Master Roshi. Could you imagine, like, being that kid? Your parents are literally just, like, antiques, crustaceans. I'd be so sad, because you know that they aren't gonna live like that. They're gonna die when the kid is, like, 4. There are people who become dads in their 70s. I know, but I feel like that's a lot easier to handle, right? Because if you're in your 70s, you've at least got 20 years, right? If you're 113, you're past your expiration date. Like, you're way past that shit. It's like eating a sandwich with moldy bread. Like, that shit's past its prime, man. She was 74 when I was born. It's fucking crazy, dude. If she was born in 1909, then she would have been 92, I think, when I was born. Probably be dust. I couldn't imagine being 92 in 2001 and then still being alive today. But no, that doesn't make sense. No, that would have been like 82 or something like that. Something like that. My paternal grandfather was 74 when I was born. Yeah, like, but the thing is, guys the swimmers don't stop swimming for like a long time. I wonder if the 113-year-old guy actually had some swimmers left, or if he was just completely done. Because like women, like you get to a point as a woman where your body literally just stops producing eggs, and you just don't have the possibility of doing it anymore. Like, it's like 116-year-old, unless she was like a freak of biology, could not have a baby, just because like women in their biology it stops after a certain time. Just says, nope, no more. You didn't have a baby by this time? Well, that's too damn bad. But like, imagine if it did, though. Imagine if just one last egg. It's like, I had to create this one last egg. And there's just like 2 swimmers just going, oh, get over there. It's a weird conversation we ended up having, chat. I don't know how we got this deep into this conversation, but we did. But we did. All eggs are created at birth. Women's body doesn't produce eggs, it releases already stored eggs. Yeah, yeah. But then it like, don't the eggs, like, isn't that what menopause is? When they literally, like, all go away, so you don't have any more eggs? Like, I'm pretty sure women, like in their 50s, get to an age where they just biologically can no longer have kids anymore. Like, I'm sure it's not, like, there are some examples that are like, don't do that, but I'm pretty sure that's, like, a natural feature of the human biology. But men can keep fucking pumping away, man. That's how we get Genghis Khan. That's how we get the Genghis Khans of the world. They just keep on pumping. What, I'm 80 years old? How about another one? Menopause is when they're all empty. Can a woman freeze her eggs for later? So if she freezes her eggs, and then she waits another, like, 70 years until she's 120, and then... I mean, even if a 16-year-old woman got pregnant, there's no way the baby survives, right? Like, it's just... I don't know why we're talking about the logistics of actually having these two fuck and have a baby, but it is entertaining, isn't it? They can freeze their eggs? Yeah, but, like, that's not natural. Like, you have to do that, right? Like, you can freeze your sperm, too, and, like, you could theoretically, like, create an egg... freeze the egg, create the sperm, freeze the sperm, wait like 100 years after both parents die, and then like put them together, and it's like, your parents died 100 years ago, and it's like, how did I, you know, like, how did you make me then? What the fuck? Could you imagine like being like born, and then you grow up and you learned that your parents died like over 100 years ago? That would be crazy. That would be a mind fuck. Like, yeah, it's my 9th birthday. Oh, by the way, your parents have been dead for over a century. Aramati Mangyama, an Indian woman, is considered the oldest person to give birth, delivering twin girls via IVF and C-section on September 5th, 2019 at age 74. My god, 74. That is insane. That is so old for a woman to be having kids. Twins, no less. Twins! March 25th, German woman Alexandra Hildebrandt. Alexandra Hildebrandt is widely reported the oldest person to give birth without IVF, having delivered her 10th child at age 66. Bro. These women are built different. Like, these women are built different. I can impregnate anybody. Oh yeah, I don't believe you. Raised by your great-grandparents, only they're 20 years older than you. Having grandchildren that late seems selfish. It does kind of seem selfish. I don't think it's selfish if it's not on purpose. But if you're above the age of like 50, you really shouldn't have kids. You should actively not have kids. Because like there's a lot of birth defects. Like, you know, Chris Chan? His parents were like super old when they had him. They were like in their 50s, both of them. And that's like part of the that's like part of how autism, like it can like increase the chance of autism. And then we get Chris Chans running around the world doing Chris Chan shit. So it's you know, you really shouldn't have kids if you're like over 50. I feel like 45 is like, that's up there. That's up there. Not so much for a girl, but or not for a guy, but for a girl, 45 is up there. Stick to anal, got it. Well, if the Koreans are to be believed, you can still get pregnant through anal. If we believe the Koreans, it is possible. The autistics don't claim Chris Chan. I don't think you can claim people. I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like everyone's autistic nowadays, though. Hello, Pot. Are you autistic, Pot? Like, it's such a cliche. Everybody's like, I have autism. And it's like, who doesn't? Who doesn't have autism nowadays? Koreans anal what now? The Koreans, have you not seen, like, the yaoi that comes out of Korea? It's like... It's what is it called? Like, the Omega-verse? Where it's like, instead of having boy and girls, you have, like, Omegas and Alphas. And it doesn't matter if you're a boy or a girl, if you're, like, an Omega, you can get pregnant by an Alpha. You can get boy preggers by an Alpha. If you get fucked through your pussy by an Alpha, you just get preggers. You get boy preggers. It's like a Korean thing. I don't honestly know. It's like a Korean thing. Like something I gotta read into. The vaccines. You'd be a great-grandparent at 48 as the age of consent is 16 as each person had a kid at 16. But yeah, but that's also assuming that everyone, like, follows the age of consent. There's a lot of people who get pregnant before 18. Especially here in the United States, there's a lot of people who get pregnant before 18. Which is kind of sad. A little bit. Couldn't imagine, like, being pregnant, like, 10 years ago. Imagine if imagine if I had a kid who was 10 right now. Oh my god. Teen pregnancy rates have plummeted. That makes sense, especially, like, recently, because of how, like, kids today are, like, way more antisocial. But still, it's, like, a thing. What's the status on cousin marriage in the UK? It's legal. Clearly, it's legal. My man has to go to dig deep and go, clearly. You even... The fact that you had to ask... I mean, I don't know, man. It's like, I don't want to judge, but, like, isn't there, like, anti-incest laws for, like, a reason? Like, isn't that how you get, like, remember that, like, blue family from, like, the Appalachian Mountains that were, like, blue because they inbred so much? It's like, inbreeding creates problems, right? Like, it's not good. It's not good for anybody. There's a reason why it's illegal. Cousin marriage isn't incest, it's social faux pas. I think biologically speaking, that's not true. I think if you're just talking about biology, if you share grandparents, I don't think there's enough genetic diversity there to create a healthy child. Like, you know, when you impregnate somebody and their egg becomes inseminated, and the genetic DNA does this, and it kind of just, like, you know, it sort of like does that. You know what I mean? If it's the same, it doesn't work. You need to have like 2 sets of DNA that are distinct to create one healthy new set of DNA. But if you're, like, related to the person you're fucking, then it's like, even if you're, like, not, even if it's your cousins, there's... I don't know. I try not to judge, but that one's a little weird. Biologically, we were all incestuous. We all are all related. This is true. I also think cousin fucking is way more common than people think. Like, I think, especially, like, 100 years ago, people were fucking cousins left and right, dude. I bet, like, most people have, like ancestors that were cousins. What the fuck is this combo? We're talking about how England is incestuous. And how in England, they clearly allow incest in England. Because, of course, have you seen them? Because have you seen them? I'm sorry, that was mean. A lot of famous cousin marriages: Albert Einstein, FDR, most royals, etc. British people from Pakistan have relatively high levels of recessive genetic diseases. Depends on how hot the cousin is. Jesus Christ, bro. No way. No way did you say that, man. It depends on how hot the cousin is. Bro. Oh, sweet home Alabama. Sweet home Alabama. Jesus, what is this conversation? What is this conversation, chat? This is we have delved too far into this. We're too far in the deep here, chat. We need to evacuate. Like, what if they were 10-10 hot? I would not ever. Like, I don't care if my cousins were the hottest people on earth. I would not. But I feel like there's, you know, it's weird because, like, people obviously have, like, attractive siblings, but I think it's built in that, like, even if you have an objectively attractive, like, family member, there's, like, some sort of, like, you know what I mean? There's some sort of block that's just like, no. No. Dude, my cousins could be the hottest fucking people on planet Earth, and it would still be like, no. No, thank you. I'm not, listen, I know I live in the South now, but I'm not from the South, okay? I ain't into that shit. Cousins ain't siblings? Yeah, but you're still related. It's like, I sort of view my cousins the same way I view, like, my siblings in that manner, where it would be just really fucking uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Iowa is northern South. No, the fuck it's not. If you were north of the Dixie Line in 1867, then, no, Iowa's not the South. People in Iowa like to think that they're in the South. Trust me, people really like to believe that they're in the South if they live in Iowa. But Iowa is not the South. It is very much so not the South. In Florida, seeing, like, a Dixie flag, like, the rebel flag is pretty common. Like, I remember when I first moved to Florida, in Tampa, like, on I-75, in the heart of Tampa, there was this giant-ass fucking rebel flag that was just, like, one of the biggest flags you've ever seen. Just fucking flying proud. And you see that shit here, man, and it's normal. You don't, like, when you see a Dixie flag in Florida or Georgia, you don't question it, because it's like, yeah, we're in the South. But in Iowa, if someone saw, like, I remember my dad, we had this neighbor who was, like, not our neighbor, but, like, kind of close to our neighborhood. He had a Dixie flag, and my dad was like, what the fuck, dude? Why would you do that? In Iowa, if you fly the Dixie flag in Iowa, you will get looked at weird. But if you do that shit in Georgia, Florida, go, hell yeah, brother. South will rise again. Sure stops at Hoyas with relatives. Iowa legalizing sibling marriage to stay aligned with Alabama in 3, 2, 1. What? Dixie flag? What's that? That's the rebel flag. Can I show it on stream, chat? Am I allowed to show the Dixie flag on stream? It's super controversial. It's the rebels, you know, in the American Civil War. It's the flag that the South used as their flag. The Confederate flag, yeah. You can show it? Okay. It's the good old, you know, actually, I know exactly how to show it. What is that? General Lee, Charger. See this flag, chat, that's on top of this? See this? See on top of the generally? Just roof. You see that flag right there? That shit's the Dixie flag. You see that shit all around down here. It is very common. But in Iowa, it's funny because it really is like a cultural thing. Like genuinely in the South, people do not give a fuck about the Dixie flag. People just do not care. But if you live in the North and you have a Dixie flag, it's very weird. It's basically signaling like, I am a racist asshole. Like if you have the Dixie flag north of the Mason-Dixie line, people will think you're a racist. But down here it's like a sign of national pride. It's like, hell yeah, I'm from the South down here. I like it in black. I like that one. Damn, I like the way that looks. Stars and bars is another name for it. History is illegal now. Dukes of Hazzard flag. Don't see that flag around in most of Florida, lol. You don't? I've seen it like a good bit. Are you sure? Are you certain? Because I see that flag all the time. Are you just like am I like going crazy? Because I see that shit everywhere. I mean, maybe it's not everywhere ever. And you know, I will say I do see them less now than when I first moved here. But like that big flag in Tampa where they had the big Dixie flag flying, that's not there anymore. But like, you still see it. It's people still have that shit, you know. Like, it's not entirely uncommon to see someone with like a flagpole in their yard, and for them to have the Dixie flag flying. In Alabama, it's way more common. Pretty sure it is. I just Googled Stars and Bars. Saw a few of the General Lee cars at SteelCon. I know, the General Lee car is so cool. I just want a real General Lee. If I was super fucking rich, I would have a real General Lee car. They are so cool. Talk about dream cars. I love the fucking Challenger. It's gotta be like one of the most reproduced cars though, isn't it? Like, there's gotta be so many variations. So many people have recreated it generally. Stars and Bars? Oh, I think that's what the Georgia flag is. Or it's the first Confederate flag, I guess. I don't know. It just looks like the Georgian flag. A massive 30 by 50 foot Confederate flag flies at the Confederate Memorial Park on I-4 near the I-75 junction in Tampa, Brandon, Florida, maintained by the Sons of Confederate Veterans and privately owned site. It's probably the one I saw. I haven't seen it for a bit though. Like, I remember noticing it when I first moved down here, but I haven't seen it in a while. The Confederates, to my knowledge, not the Dixie flag. Oh, I see. It's technically the battle flag of the Confederacy, but it's best known as the flag of that era. I see. So it's like the rising sun flag, where people like confuse the modern Japanese maritime flag with the original imperial Japanese flag. Because they're very similar. Like, I like how, you know, Japan did a big naughty boo-boo, you know, Germany did a big bad, and everyone's like, you gotta change your flag. You can't have this flag anymore. But Japan did a big boo-boo, and Japan's like, and they're like, you can keep it. You can just keep it. I mean, it's literally like the same fucking flag. The difference is the Japanese Maritime Defense Force flag, instead of having the sun in the middle, it's slightly offset. It was technically a battle flag of the Confederacy. Oh, yeah. Scots and Irish are culturally different and didn't share the same Northwestern European values. So better than the windmill? Yeah. It's hard to get away from the windmill, because the windmill is really, like... the windmill is everywhere. I'm still kind of, like, torn about, like, the windmill on my gun. I have, here, I'll show you guys. I can't show you the actual thing, but I'll show you the gun. Look at this. This is, like, a really cool old, World War I rifle, right? It's really cool, and it's sick, but it's a very cool historical rifle. A lot of, like, cool shit about it historically. It's in very good condition. It's really nice. I really, really like this gun. But the problem is, in, like, the 90s or something, some fucking asshole stamped a fucking friendship windmill on it to try to make it sell for more. Like, not because they were, like, aligned with it, but because they thought it would make it sell more if they claimed that it was actually used by Germany. But it's fake. It's not real. It's like someone did this in the 90s. Which, honestly, I think now that, like, the 90s was, like, 30 years ago, I almost feel like it kind of adds to the history of it, but I also kind of wish it wasn't there. Like, I've thought about maybe getting, like, a Like one of those bullet like holders just to cover it. So it's like it's hard to notice it, but I don't like wanna I don't wanna advertise that shit. It's like this was an actual German weapon used by the actual Germans during that time. And it has eagles, but it doesn't have the actual windmill. They didn't typically like stamp the windmill on guns very often. So it's like that is 100% not real. Japan was allowed to keep the emperor. Yeah, that's weird that they did that. The British Union of Fascist flag emblem looks like a Tampa hockey symbol. Really? If you go to the Southeast Asia, the same symbol is all over the place and it's over 1K years old. Well, that's different. Isn't it flipped? Isn't like the friendship windmill like facing one way and then the not friendship windmill is like the actual Buddhist symbol is like the actual like Buddhist symbol is like facing the other way or something? That's an Egyptian Hakim. I don't know what that is. It's much older than that. The woman has been seen on pottery over 5,000 years old. Well, that's the thing. It's originally like a Buddhist symbol. It's a very old symbol. It's not. It was co-opted by the funny Germans, but it was not. It was not. And it's funny how it's kind of defined the symbol in modern society, but through most of history, it's been a religious symbol. Just kind of sad where you take like a religious symbol and kind of turn it into a hate symbol, which is. It's kind of like if the cross was eventually co-opted to be like a hateful symbol. Isn't Hitler still popular in Indian advertising? Wouldn't know. I'm not Indian and I don't like Hitler. So there's two things that don't align for me to see that. Oh, you mean this just a mustache? Well, okay, well, to be fair, you can't steal facial hair. Like, that's bullshit. That pisses me off. Why does one person get to ruin an entire, like, genre of facial hair for everybody? That shit's the Chaplin. Charlie Chaplin had that shit first, man. I don't understand. I don't actually know if he did have it first. But, listen, there's nothing wrong with a Charlie Chaplin stash. It's just, it sucks now because you cannot have that mustache nowadays. It's just nobody. You cannot get away with it. I don't think there's a single person who can get away with doing the Chaplin stash. Nobody wears that mustache anymore. Isn't it funny how, like, one person can dictate the entirety of, like, a cultural, like, what is it culturally acceptable to wear on your face? Look what Jordan did for a bit. Tower of Pisa is one of the most stable structures to be laying for over 200 years. But didn't they have to, like, redo it recently? They had to, like, add, they had to add shit to it so it didn't fall over. Because it was actually, like, accelerating in its lane. And so they had to, like, do some crazy engineering to have it fixed. But they did, and I think it's actually good now, which is cool. My girlfriend has the Chaplin stash. It's just on her other lips. I feel like I just had, like, an aneurysm reading that. And I wasn't expecting it to go that way. And so when it did, I was just like... I just got, like, flashbanged with that. And I'm just like, oh, come on, man. Come on. Forget the Roman salute. Was that a Roman salute thing? Was that a Roman thing? I don't know. It's a landing strip, lol. Honestly, I think pubic hair is overrated. I think pubic hair in general is overrated. And like 20 years ago, if you didn't have pubic hair, it was weird. People are like, why don't you have any pubic hair? But nowadays, like, I'm kind of glad that culturally we've accepted that pubic hair is just kind of not it. 40 years ago. I feel like if you, like, in the 80s, if you had no pubic hair, it was a little weird. But then now it's like, it was already gone 20 years ago. But that's, yeah, I guess by the 2000s it was gone. I guess the 80s was 40 years ago. It was a Roman thing until the Third Reich existed. Well, technically, the Germans believed they were the extension of the Romans. That's why it's the Third Reich and not the First Reich. Because the First Reich was the Roman Empire. The second was the Holy Roman Empire. And then the third was the spicy Germans. In the 80s, it was already going away. By the 90s, everyone was shaving. But because, well, okay. But in the 80s, I feel like, and I guess maybe I can't say this because I wasn't alive during the 80s, but like I feel like there was still something. Like people did the landing strip, they trimmed it. But like nowadays, like I know like boomers and shit. Like my mom has said, like I don't understand why anyone goes completely clean shaven, and it's like because it's better. Like why would I want pubic hair? Pubic hair is nasty. It's awful. It's like I keep that shit clean, motherfucker. I keep that shit clean. We're just gonna have to watch some 80s porn to check. Alright, boys, let's load it up. Load it up. Pull that shit up, Jamie. It was hairy in the 80s. The First Reich was the Holy Roman Empire in 952, long after the Roman Empire. I might be wrong about that. You might be right. I don't know. I'm not... My autism levels have not reached the point where I know that much about the Roman Empire. Probably changed with the spread of easy access to prawn. Probably, I would think. I also think just culturally, it like... I think it became more, like, accepted, and people just tended to like, the clean-shaven look a lot more. I don't know why, but, like, for me, I've always preferred the clean-shaven look. It's like, it just... I never liked the way pubic hair looked. Hello, Puck. I guess on guys, I don't mind it so much. Like, if, like, a guy can rock pubic hair pretty easily. Like, I feel like if a dude has fully shaved pubes, it's not, like, a bad thing necessarily, but, like, I definitely don't find that specifically attractive. I definitely like a guy that has a little bit of, you know, bush down there. I guess it depends on, like, if you're trying to be feminine or masculine. Because I feel like hair is just kind of a masculine thing. So I think that the lack of, you know, the no pubic hair on feminine people works better. Astra hates hair in her teeth, though. That's never happened to me. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never had hair in my teeth. I've never been so... I've never chomped on it so hard that I had like hair in my teeth. You make it to bush? Probably not. Listen, that's not that doesn't reflect my skill. There are other factors into that. There are other things that factor into that, okay? My leg hair is super long, same on my head. I don't know, I always trim my leg hair. I always keep my legs, like, trying to be as nice and smooth as possible. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of Astra's America. Is it baptized swallow? Yeah. Yeah. She's been thinking about this a little too much. I don't know what you're talking about. Would I hate stubble? I don't know, my hair doesn't really get stubble. It doesn't really, like, my legs don't get stubbly very often, but maybe that's because I shave it enough. Or maybe it's just my leg hair isn't very thick. Skill? How good is... How good is it? My skill? I like to think I'm pretty skilled, chat. I like to think I'm pretty talented. Then again, I don't have, like, that much experience, so maybe I'm not. I don't know. Maybe it is just a skill issue. Because I'm not, like, a turbo giga whore who's, like, sucked 9,000 dicks. Right? I don't grow body hair, and I shave down there anyways. Really? Interesting. I wish I didn't grow body hair. I hate body hair. I will say, though, it's interesting. I'm not a very hairy person in general, though. Like, I do shave, but it's, like, I'm not very hairy. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't shaved my legs in a little bit, and it's not, like, terrible. So, but it's funny because, like, my siblings, like, my brothers and my dad are so hairy. Like, it's so fucking hairy. Like, you know those guys, like, if I don't shave, if I just don't ever shave, my leg hair is very light and blonde, and it's very, like, thin. I don't have chest, like, I don't develop chest hair. I don't have much, like... I have kind of thin hair on my arm, same as my leg. And I cannot grow a beard. I can get face stubble, but I can't actually grow a beard. So it's like... It's funny how, like, the genetics between my siblings and I are split down the middle. Like, me and my sister almost entirely got our mom's genetics. But me and my brothers almost entirely got my dad's genetics. Like, my brothers both look just like my dad. Like, entirely. But, like, me and my sister look like my mom. But it's so distinctive. Like, you wouldn't necessarily know that we're related. The youngest son is covered in hair. Hey, Purple, you have a kid? What? Can you cover Moogie's ears? She's in the box. She's in the box. She's fine. Hello, Puck. Doing anything with Mom today? I'm gonna go out to eat with her after the stream. I've forever, but another a Neanderthal-like belt lineup, but belt lying down, I'm naturally newborn hairless. Interesting. That's interesting. I wish I didn't have any like hair or anything like that, but I'm at least I don't have like a lot of hair. Like, I think if I stopped taking hormones and if I detransitioned, quote unquote, and I didn't actively shave myself, I would still be a relatively hairless person. Like, I wouldn't be like hairy. I don't think anyone would ever describe me as being hairy, even if I just let it go. Dog don't count, probably. Everything with your mom? Hopefully it'll be alright. I don't know where we're gonna go yet. But I ordered her a gift, and it's not gonna get here until the 13th. And I debated, like, looking for a different gift that would get here in time. But what I got for her was so fucking good that I'm like, alright, I just gotta get this one. I know she'll like the one I got her, so. I'm recording Billy Joel's Shaver song. Did you grow a full beard if you ever took estrogen? I don't think so. I don't think if I never took estrogen, I don't think so. Mainly because, like, my grandpa, like, if I'm gonna compare my genetic, I have, like, none of my dad's genetics. So my dad, super hairy, super, like, Italian looking, very, very, like, hairy. My mom and my mom's side is very, like, Norwegian, German looking, right? Like, no Italian, no hair. But my grandpa is not a hairy person. Like, his arms are, like, he has no hair on his arms at all. So if I never took estrogen, I never did any of that, I probably would look a lot like my grandpa. And that's, like, that would basically mean that I would never grow a beard. Because my grandpa was never able to grow a beard. He's always been pretty, like, hairless. You know the Squidbillies intro song? I know of Squidbillies, but I don't know the intro song. Grandpa Astra. Grandpa, where are you gonna go eat? I don't know yet. I'm thinking Culver's, though, because I kind of have a... I saw a meme about, like, an autistic anime girl eating cheese curds, and I was like, fuck, I could be me. Could be me. I can't grow a full beard, I'm shook. I mean, some people can't. Some people, like, you can do things to try to, like, you know, you can, like, put oils and shit on there. You can take testosterone. If you inject testosterone, it can help a lot with beard growth. But some people just can't. Like, some people just don't have it. And I think, like, like, I'm, like, probably an example of one of those people. Even if I tried, like, obviously I can't, like, now. Even if I wanted, even if I made it my whole life goal to grow a beard, I probably couldn't. Just because, genetically, like, I had my chance to try, and I took estrogen instead. But even if I didn't, I don't think I could ever grow it. You think, chat, that there'll come a day when, like, beards will be genetically not there anymore? Like, we just won't, none of us will be able to grow a beard. Like, the genetic mutation that's in me that makes me not able to grow a beard, what if that spreads? And then in, like, 500 years, nobody has a beard. The future is femboys. You can get a beard transplant now. That's crazy. Can't grow a beard because I shave every day. Smooth, delicate men. I don't like smooth, delicate men, though. I do like hairy men. I do like my men to have a little bit of hair. I don't like the smooth... I don't like the smooth men. The man needs to have a little hair. Where'd that mutation spread? What would select for that? I'm just saying, you know, it's like... Because the genetic... It might be like... For instance, right? Like, my genetics, again, are not conducive to beard growth. So if I was a female, and I had found a husband, and I had a kid with that husband, even if the husband has good beard genetics, maybe we have 4 kids, and 3 of them are... Like, all of them are boys, and 3 of them can't grow a beard. And then those 3 kids then grow off and have their own kids, and all of their kids can't grow beards. And it's like, it spreads. Because, like, you know, obviously, if the genetic inability to have a beard is within the mother, you wouldn't know that until the kid comes out and can't grow a beard. Love having a beard. South Park tells it we will all be hairless goonbacks in 50 years, or 500 years. Love that fucking episode where Cartman's just going all throughout time to get a Wii, to play the fucking Wii. Like, it's the year 5000, he wants to play a console that came out in, like, 2006. Keanu Reeves will be, well, without a beard is sexier than with a beard. I'm gonna hard disagree with that one. You know what, I'll even do a case study on this. Let's look this. Let's make a decision on this one, chat. No beard. No. Absolutely not. He doesn't look bad by any means. Like, I'm not saying he looks bad. I'm just saying the beard is... I like the beard. I like it. I'm sorry, chat, but I like beards. I think they look good on men. I'm not... I can appreciate the clean-shaven look, but it's not it for me, bro. It's just not it. Right, let me do this, right? Alright, chat. Here is Keanu Reeves without a beard. Right? See this guy? He looks okay. He looks like a normal guy. He looks like a normal dude. Right? Nothing particularly stands out. He's no Chris Hemsworth in this picture, right? But he's not a bad looking guy. And then we go over to this. That's a handsome man. Right there. That works. It's very hard for a guy to be able to pull off long hair, but he does it. He does it. I think this is a way sexier man than this. I mean, he's still pretty sexy here, I'm not gonna lie, but, like, this is... I don't like... It doesn't look bad, I just think that, like, the beard just adds so much, like, character and masculinity. Like, this does not look as good as this. I'm just saying, chat, it doesn't... The beard, I just think it looks good. Look at how it has, like, comes up. It has distinct shape. He looks like fucking, like, Snape from Harry Potter without a beard. Ew. Does have a nice beard, but I'm giving more kisses. I mean, that's fair, I guess. But kissing someone with a beard doesn't have to be bad, so long as they, like, maintain the beard and put, like, oil in it to make it soft. In fact, I would argue that kissing a guy who has a lot of beard growth but doesn't have a beard is worse than kissing a guy that has a beard. Because if they have a clean shaven, but they're one of those people that grows a beard, like my dad... Again, I'm talking about my dad, but, like, when I was young, I remember he had to shave every single day. Like, if he shaved in the morning, he would have stubble by nighttime, right? So he literally couldn't go a whole day with being completely clean shaven because it would just grow so fast. And so if you're dating someone who's clean shaven and they grow that fast, It's like you wake up in the morning and you give them a kiss, but you get sandpaper. Like, beard, full-sized beard is soft. It's not pokey. It's not hard. It's not pokey. But when you have that little stubble, it's like this little fucking knives jabbing into your face, and it's like, it feels like sandpaper. Honestly, like, I like the beard. I like the beard. BB's beard Astra. How would... What? Also, clothing from certain time periods can change apparent age too. This is true. There's like 20 years between most of those non-beard and beard pics. Yeah, well, because Keanu Reeves, I feel like doesn't do the non-beard thing anymore. But I think it looks better now. Honestly, I think there's a glow up. I think I'd rather fuck Keanu Reeves in his 40s with the beard than fuck Keanu Reeves in his 20s without the beard. You know what though? That's the good thing about being a guy. Is you get that fucking, like, you don't lose your fuckability once you get past the age of 30. Like, as a female, or, like, as a feminine person, once you're older than, like, 35, it's Jover. It's over. But, like, as a fucking man, you can get sexier once you get up to, like, once you get up there. I'm just saying. One is I hate stubble. My dad was an asshole and he would scrape his stubble on us for fun. Oh, that's fucked up. Ew. Man, that sucks. Stubble just isn't good, man. Stubble is just bad. I don't like stubble. Astra's and BB's kids will be born with the beards. Yeah, they'll come out of the womb with the beards. Yeah, see, he does kind of look like Snape. Snape. Ugh. Fuck. Snape. 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 Dumbledore. How bullshit on that woman in her 30s is super sexy for me, at least. I don't know, but, like, I always think about that. Like, if you're a 50-year-old man and you have a 25-year-old in front of you and a 35-year-old in front of you, in what world does the 35-year-old ever get picked? I mean, I guess there are MILFs. You know, I shouldn't say that because there are people who do like MILFs. There is people who are into that. But I feel like for most old men, when old men hit on women, they don't hit on women older than 20. Is that, can we just call that out real quick? Why is it that when people who are older than 70 years old hit on a woman in public because they just lost their filter, it's always somebody who's like just like a day past 18. Like, and honestly, in a lot of cases, not even. Like, what is that? What is that with old people and doing that and being fucking creepy? Emma Watson is 35 now? What the fuck? Emma Watson is 35? Damn. But, like, is Emma Watson at 35 a better lay than Emma Watson at 25? I don't know. Chat, if I could be a better lay at 35 than I am right now, I'll be happy with my life. And maybe it's possible, though, because I think about it, like, I feel like I look better now than I did when I was 20. Like, I think 25-year-old me is a better lay than 19-year-old me. I feel like 19-year-old me was kind of weird looking. Not just creepy, it's gross. Yeah, it is. I mean, that is a thing, though, isn't it? It's like you have like a fucking 16-year-old waitress and some fucking geriatric. It's like, "Hi, sweetie." It's like they just have no filter. Do you just get to a certain age where you're just like, I don't care anymore. I'm just gonna... Like, fuck, dude. You have photos of when you were 19? Yeah, I do. Let me see if I can find one. I might have one. Hold on, chat. If we can find one. Not like a lot different in this one. I don't remember. When did I take this picture? That would have been probably 3 or 4 years ago. This is just the worst picture of me, though. That was the worst picture of me. That one's so bad. When was this taken? Dude, can I see the data on this? Can I see when it was taken? When was this picture taken? 2022. It was modified in 2020. Probably wasn't created in 2020. Maybe it was. Yeah, Chad, this is me at like 18, 19. I don't remember how old I was specifically in this picture, but I must have been... Look how fucking bad those boots look. Oh, there's young me. This is me in 2000. This is 10-year-old me. This is 10-year-old me. This is like probably 17-year-old or 18-year-old me. And then this is like 20-year-old me. God, I hate this picture so much, chat. I fucking hate that picture. God, I hate that picture so much. Is that a Ford fucking Ranger? It is a Ford fucking Ranger. It was a Ford fucking Ranger. That was a Ford fucking Ranger. I was a Ranger driver for a while, chat. I did. Not fair. You are like a different gender. It's true. All the bullshit lectures you would get hooked up with Emma Watson, not remotely worth it. That's on Mac 5K? On Mac 5K? What do you mean by that? I'm told by many male and females that they are jealous of my hair growth. Interesting. 18 and up, you always look like an F doll. For my girl saw your truck picture and went, damn. It was a nice Ranger, but I would not buy another one. I will say this, it was a nice Ranger, but I would not go back to a Ranger. Especially not one with a manual. There's another picture where you met Tucker Carlson, yeah. Mac 5K is a gun, you uncultured swine? You mean like a Mac 11? I don't know. I only know like Mac 9, 10, and 11s. Honestly, it was a good little truck. Very clean. The paint wasn't perfect and it had some issues, but it was pretty nice. I did like it. Sad. I don't know what happened to it, but it did. I ended up getting rid of it just because there was like problems with it. The engine would do this thing where if you just kept revving it and you revved it past like 4,000 or 5,000 RPM. Like, if you revved it past 5,000 RPM, it would, like, misfire or some shit. And it felt like the engine was exploding. It was bad. But, you know, this is probably when I just got it, too. It was a pretty good little truck. I didn't hate it. It was a pretty good... It had a V6, a manual transmission. The only problem is that Ford sucks, and the manual transmissions they put in these, while the transmissions aren't bad... The slave cylinder that activates the clutch is stupid. It's stupid. On a normal slave cylinder, it sits on top of the transmission and then pushes a lever that goes into the transmission. In the fucking stupid minds of a Ford engineer, they put the slave cylinder around the input shaft. So if it leaks, which it will, you have to take the entire transmission out to fix it. It's awful. Is a 50-year-old that looks better with age. Hitting on 25-year-olds ain't what it cut out to be. But at 30 and 35-year-olds will still look good. And yes, the sexiness and mental maturity. Do you actually have a normal emotional relationship with someone 20 years younger? I don't know. 20 years is a long time. I've known people that have had big age gaps in relationships. But I think especially if the guy is the younger one and the girl is the older one, I think it works better. I think men tend to date up more than women do. I think a woman dating somebody that's younger than them, or a woman that dates someone way older than them, is kind of weird. Like if you're a 20-year-old woman dating a 60-year-old man, that's a bit weird. But if you're a 20-year-old man dating a 60-year-old woman, now it's not weird. It's like nice, right? You know that South Park episode where that teacher was like fucking all the preschool kids, and every like this little like toddler's like trying to act like, you know, trying to say like she abused me, and all the police are just like, You fucked that? Nice. It's like the social stigma of women cutting down is way less. Even though it should probably still be as bad. Like, I don't know, it doesn't make it better. I was 19, she was 34. I dated a woman who was 15 years older almost to the day. See, like, I'm telling you, it's not as weird if you're a guy, but still, I don't know, it is still a little weird. Like, if the guy is the younger one, because I think power dynamics plays into it too. If the guy is the older one, the age acts as like a power dynamic. So when the woman is the older one, then it kind of evens out, because then the guy who's, you know, on top, the alpha, is still like, he's still got that dominance in him. He's still got that dog in him, you know? Dating down for me feels icky, yeah. I don't think I'd ever date somebody younger than me. I think as a general rule of thumb, like, I don't know, hopefully I'll never have to date again, but like, if I did, I don't think I could go more than, if you're younger than me, that's like a turnoff. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't want to date somebody that's younger than me. But if they were somebody I really liked, I would say probably 2 years maximum. If you're 2 years younger than me, but you're like really hot, then maybe. But if you're like 3 years younger than me, nah, dude. Nope. Part of that, I think, also has to do with the fact that kids these days are so fucking immature. Right? Like, I don't know if I'd want to date someone my own age. She looks kind of like Sheryl Crow. You see a young guy with a much older woman, you wonder why he's doing it. No! Well, I guess, you know what? I guess it goes both ways. If you see a young guy with a much older woman, and you see a young girl with a much older man, everybody knows why. For a girl dating a guy that's older than them, everybody knows she's doing it for them pockets. She's doing it for them deep pockets. Or she can reach in and then get the fucking inheritance and live 20 years completely free, with rich as hell without ever working. That's why the woman does it, right? But for a man, everybody just knows that is a cultured man. Oh, he's just cultured. Dating somebody that's like 20 years older than you? But women dating for money is socially acceptable. Exactly. It's socially acceptable for a girl to date up. It's not socially acceptable for a guy to date down. Because it's still fucking weird. But in that situation, if a 40-year-old is dating a 20-year-old, no one's blaming the 20-year-old. Everyone's, the creepy part is not on the part of the 20-year-old. It's on the part of the 40-year-old. The French president married his elementary school teacher. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's so weird. That one is weird. I don't like that one. I don't imagine being in elementary school, looking up to your teacher and going, "One day, Mrs. Doubtfire, I'm a bag it. And she's like, "Oh." Like, come on, what? How the fuck does that happen? How do you get rizzed up by a toddler? That's fucked up. How the fuck does that happen? It's creepy to the middle-aged hags who are jealous. It's so fucking funny. Only get married for money? She gotta be rich. I don't think I would marry for money. I think that's, I think if I ever, like, said fuck it and went, like, married somebody just for the money, I'd probably have, like, I'd be in, like, a real bad spot. I don't know if I could ever do that. I feel like that's such a, like, does anybody who does that, like, if they marry somebody when they're, like, in their young, like, their 20s or 30s, that's way older than them, and they do that where they just, like, basically wait until the person dies and then just inherits all their money? It's gotta be a sad existence, though, isn't it? Like, I feel like that's a little sad, you know? I wouldn't want to marry somebody that I didn't actually, like, enjoy being around. One day I'm gonna be president of France and I'll marry you. But first, I gotta color this. I gotta make this crayon macaroni picture for you really quick. one day, I'm not only am I gonna bag it, but I'm gonna be the president of this country. But first, let me finish this macaroni drawing. First, let me finish this ABCs right now. Let me finish this, and then I'm gonna hit you up. Once I finish this macaroni drawing, I'm gonna show it to you, and it's gonna make you wet. Partially because the glue, but I don't know why the idea of like the president of France raising up their teacher is so fucking funny to me. The young woman that skilled Python. The guy who plays Kick-Ass married a woman he met when he was 16, and as soon as he turned 18, she was in her 50s, and they met very, very fucked up. So he was 16 and she was in his 50s. The thing is, that's fucked up, right? That's fucked up because he was 16, right? That is fucked up on the woman's part, right? Like, for the women dating down to 16, that's predator, right? That is predator. But for if you're looking at this through the lens of the 18-year-old, if you're just the kind of person who's down with a good MILF, I don't judge the younger guy in that situation. That's all I'll say. I wouldn't judge him. I think the judgment is solely placed on the older woman. I think that's fair. Cause man, you know, he's just getting game, bro. You gotta respect the playing the game. That was a guy, he'd be in jail. Yeah, like exactly. I mean, it doesn't make it okay that it's like the gender roles are reversed. It doesn't make it okay. But you know that motherfucker has no regrets. That is the one thing, is if it, like an 18-year-old is fucking a 50-year-old, and it's like the boy is the younger one, they don't have any regrets. You know, if it's like the male is the older one and the woman is the younger one, she's gonna get like 10 years down the line and think, man, I really wish I hadn't done that. I regret that decision in retrospect. But a guy, you ask that same guy how he feels about fucking that 50-year-old woman 10 years after he does it, he goes, it's like, there is that element to it, isn't there? Bridget wasn't his teacher. She was a transgender man who replaced her. Ask Cadence Owens. What? Candace Owens? Is that what she's smoking now? What? Can I have whatever she's smoking? That shit sounds potent. That's kind of like the Barack Obama or like Michelle Obama's a man theory, which has to be one of my favorite memes of all time. Like clearly Michelle Obama is not a man, but the idea that she is so funny that I can't help but like partially believe it, just because it would be so funny. It would be so fucking funny. Candace Owens is a lunatic. Candace Owens was sued for that theory. I don't know if she should be sued for it. I mean, you can. Why should you be able to sue someone for having an idea? That's kind of dumb. Candace Owens on that super crack, the space stuff. Watching the Kevin Hart roast on Netflix. Hopefully it will be good. I'll probably have to watch that later. Candace Owens makes Trump look fucking normal. Honestly, I don't watch Candace Owens, so I have no idea. I have no idea. I remember I watched like a couple things she did after the Charlie Kirk thing happened, but people come in here and they're like, what do you watch politically? And it's like, I don't, man. That shit, 90% of it is so fucking... It's like, why even subject myself to that? Candace Owens has been sued a lot. Like, a lot of people like that have been sued a lot. I've seen a bulge in Michelle's pants. Well, maybe she's just got them lips. You ever thought about that, huh? You ever thought about a girl being lipped up on a Tuesday? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with being lipped up on a Tuesday? What's wrong with being lipped up on a Tuesday afternoon? Got the moose knuckle. You ever seen those women that have clits that are like protruding so much that they look like mini penises? Fuck, dude. Michelle must have been born in Africa because there's a camel in her pants. That's so fucked up. I feel like that's a fucked up joke. I shouldn't make that joke, but that's funny. It is funny. You gotta give me credit. It is funny. I don't what you've been watching, Astra? What? I don't want to see Astra's browser history, chat. I don't think my browser history is that bad. I don't think it's that bad. Camel toe. She's got that camel in her pants. Speak your truth. You have an oversized clit. Is that fucked up? That is fucked up. If you imagine if you just had an oversized clit and you claimed to be a femboy because it was so big. That's kind of, I don't know. I always kind of found those really big clits to be kind of gross. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan. Something tells me that it's not the strangest thing you've seen in prawn. Well, we've all seen some weird shit. We've all seen some weird shit. I mean, 2 Girls, 1 Cup was practically like a social event. I think there's a difference between, like, being exposed to that content and being into it. Because, like, you know at the school when they played that shit and all the kids around were like, ew! You know, there's one kid in the background going... That kid was never the same. And no one ever talked to that kid again. I don't even like women. I mean, I would describe myself as bi, but mostly not, yeah. It's fair, mostly not. I don't think I could ever date a woman. Some women can even get them hard to... Why did you put that image in my head? Why did you put that image in my head? Real bodybuilders are juicing have industrial-sized clits. They have industrial-sized clits. I'm like, I've been like, you know, jorking it before, right? And I'll come across one of those pictures of one of those like long ones, and honestly, it's like an immediate like, oh, I can't even jerk off anymore. I can't do it. That shit's nasty. It's just nasty. I can handle that one. Puss in Boobs says you're not bi. Well, that's fair. I mean, I can't really claim I'm bi until I, like, actually do it with a woman. The thing is, I wouldn't object to doing it with a woman. I just have never done it, and I don't really care that much. So I guess I really can't say I'm bi, because I've never fucked a girl before, so. But I don't really care that much. It's not the biggest deal. The clit is big enough, it'll stop being gay. I don't think that's how it works. I think it's the other way. I think if it becomes too big, then it does become gay. Hello, Puck. I wonder if female bodybuilders should use steroids to get gender dysphoria. They might, I don't know. I feel like I feel like when you have such a one-track mind that you're willing to change your body and destroy your body to achieve a goal that is sport related, I feel like you just don't care at that point. Like women MMA fighters, like how many of them care about their femininity? Like really? Half of the women in the MMA are men, basically. Like they could all kick my ass. Who is we, Astra? Just wear a raincoat with puss and boobs, lol. Wear a raincoat with puss and boobs. Who's puss and boobs? Am I confused? Some of them are super fun. Well, there's that one kickboxer. There's like a Japanese kickboxer who's adorable. Like, she should not be fighting because she is so adorable. But she kicks ass. Like, she just fucking like, kicks people in the head and they go down. It's amazing. It's actually a very bad take. Lots of them are, if not most MMA fighters, care about their femininity. I'm not saying that they don't care about their femininity, but, like... I mean, if I type in MMA, woman MMA fighter, the first, like, result is gonna be some, like, bald bitch. Like, this is the first result. I type in woman MMA fighter, and this is what comes up. Like... I know I'm self-conscious about my shoulders, but this bitch mogs the fuck out of my shoulders. Like, she makes me look like... I mean, she doesn't look like a man, to be fair. But those shoulders are wide. Those are big shoulders. Those are big shoulders. And this is not the face of a woman who prioritizes their femininity. No woman who prioritizes their femininity has cornrows. Why does she have cornrows? Like, she looks nice. Okay, she's, you know, I get it for her. That's fair. That's fair, but, like, the cornrow, again with the cornrows. Why with the cornrows? What is with that? Like, there are some attractive women in the MMA, or, you know, women's MMA, but, like, this... Is it gayer to fuck this chick than it is to fuck me? Why must you do this? I just want to do this. Come on. Thank you. Like, okay, look, from the bottom down, tell me that's a girl. Tell me that's a girl. From the bottom down, like... That shit, like, come on, man. That is a male body. This chick is 100% juicing. That's a fit guy. That is a juiced up male. There's no way. Look at her hip to waist ratio. Like, I shouldn't judge. I shouldn't be mean. I'm being mean, chat. I shouldn't be mean to this person. I'm sure they're a lovely person. I'm sure they're a great woman. Powerful, strong woman. But, like, the hip to waist ratio... What the fuck? Actually, I'm gonna go turn on my AC. I'll do a quick fit check. Like, is it gayer to fuck that chick? Or is it gayer to fuck me? Wait, Astra's gay? Both. I think this is the first time Astra's actually pissed me off, not gonna lie. What do you mean? Very bad take? I'm sorry, Taco. I didn't mean to make you mad, but I'm not saying all MMA women are, like, you know, not attractive. That's not what I'm saying. There are definitely attractive women in the MMA who are very feminine. I'm not saying that doesn't exist. I'm just saying, generally speaking, if a woman is in the MMA, I don't think they're, like, super care. They don't care too... If a woman is in the MMA and they're injecting testosterone, they probably don't care that much about their own femininity. Is Mona Kimura. I don't know who that is. Check DMs. Oh, I can't, because Discord broke. Like, yeah, the person you just sent me looks fine, Eric. Like, she looks fine. I'm not saying that all women in the MMA are like that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that is, like, a lot of women in the MMA look like dudes. Okay, sue me, cancel me, whatever you want to do. A lot of women in the MMA look like dudes. Not all of them. Not all of them. But a good bit of them. You did though. I didn't say all of them. I never said all women in the MMA look like that. I'm just saying, like, there's a good portion of women in the MMA who not only do they look like dudes, but they inject testosterone. You did I? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. If I did, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. If I did, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. But, like, you understand what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. Midsection was like a tree trunk. Yeah, like, come on. Come on. You can't look at that person and say that they do not inject testosterone. That is not... I don't think it's possible to achieve that form as a biological female without testosterone. A natural guy can absolutely look like that, but a woman, I don't know. Cyborg. Oh, what are you talking about, Taco? Why are you mad at me? What did I do, Taco? I'm sorry. What did I do? What did I do? I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying, I don't think this person's I don't think this is a natty body. I don't think she's natty. I don't think that, like, can a biological female achieve this form without injecting testosterone? Those are some... She is ripped, bro. She is ripped. Cancel? I'm not that... You can't cancel me over that. We don't... This is America. We don't cancel people anymore. Astra out here transvestigating the MMA fighters. I'm not transvestigating. I'm not saying that she doesn't look trans. I'm not saying she looks trans. I feel like you can tell in her face that she's not trans, right? But, like, I'm just saying, bro, that is a masculine body, okay? As objectively, I'm just speaking the truth here, chat. I'm just speaking truth to power. Sue me. That's Holly Holm. I'm pretty sure she actually has been caught using test and steroids many times. See? You even agree with me. I'm not saying all women are fucking like that in the MMA. I'm just saying that, like, there is a considerable amount of women in the MMA. You know what, chat? I'll just say that there's a considerable amount of athletes, not women and men, in the MMA who take steroids, right? They abuse steroids. It's like a relatively common thing for people to do in the MMA. And if a woman has decided that they are going to inject male hormones to give themselves an athletic edge in the game, they probably don't care about their femininity. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You got mad at me. You got so mad at me. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that there aren't attractive women in the MMA, because there are. But come on. Like, if you're injecting testosterone as a woman, you probably don't care about femininity. And if you're injecting estrogen as a male, you also probably don't care about masculinity. Like, I don't want to be masculine, so I inject female hormones. But, like, if you just really want to beat the shit out of this person in the octagon really effectively, testosterone is a good drug to do it. Liver King is all natural. I don't know about that one. He's mostly abs. Top level female bodybuilder or MMA athlete has to take steroids to stay competitive. Honestly, it's kind of true. It's just sad. I feel like it's a little sad. You can have your opinions, but at least I didn't put a carb on a 13B. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? I don't want to set up an ECU and put in, like, fuel injection, because I didn't want to deal with it. According to the search that she has not failed the UFC test, but that's just one search. I don't know, man. I don't know if that can be natty. I don't know if she can be natty with that one. If she can... I don't know, man. That's crazy. It does help the brainworms, though. It does help. I will admit, it does help the brainworms. When I see like MMA women fighters, typically, like, even if they are like attractive, they do typically have like pretty muscular shoulders, and so that does make me feel a little bit better about my shoulders. I'm not gonna lie. My girl forced me to type that shit. Why is your girl mad at me? I didn't listen. I'm sorry. Is she an MMA fighter? I'm sure she's totally attractive. I'm not dogging on women MMA fighters here. I'm just saying. Fighting fisticuffs in a ring is not traditionally a feminine activity. It just isn't. Yeah, like, here's a good example. This chick is like, natural woman would be completely uncompetitive with the juice athletes. Like, this is like, this makes sense. Like, this is an attractive woman, right? Like, this works, right? This person does not look ugly. They do not look masculine. They look pretty. But I can almost guarantee you this person is not injecting testosterone. Also, they do have bigger shoulders than I do, so I'll take it. They saw bigger shoulders. I'll take it. Gained 30 pounds of muscle weight from lifting class in high school in a single year. Jeez, really? She's 6'1". Natural woman, yeah. Astra would love to bottom for muscular women. I don't know if I'd be into muscular women. I will say that if I were to fuck a woman, I'd want her to be more masculine than I am. It's amazing how... Look at lean beef patty. I don't want it. It's amazing how powerful drugs are enhancing muscle growth and strength. I wish we had drugs like that were 1/10 as effective for intelligence or creativity. I mean... There is a drug for intelligence and creativity. It's just called, like, MDMA and LSD and DMT. It does wonders for many people, but not everybody. As the problem is, like, sometimes some people don't jive with that. Nickname is the Bullet. Total badass. Loves to shoot guns too. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Alright, chat. I probably gotta go out to dinner with my mom. I gotta go take her out before it gets too late, chat. I am Dippies. I'm sorry I made your girlfriend mad, Taco. Tell your girlfriend I'm sorry. But, anyway, chat. I will probably see you guys tomorrow. I'm pretty sure. I don't think... I have a dentist appointment. Not tomorrow. I don't have a dentist appointment tomorrow. But so I probably will stream tomorrow. Anyway, chat. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I will be live again later. Goodbye! Maddie's on? Okay, let me activate her. I'll give Maddie a raid. I like how I was like about to hit the button too. Like, whoa! Oh yeah, I'll raid Maddie. Okay. What? Did she just... Oh, there she is. Alright, chat. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. I will see you guys, probably tomorrow. I will let you guys know if I don't stream tomorrow, though. So thank you, everybody, for watching. I will see you guys later. Goodbye!
Small town in Pennsylvania that was kind of shitty, and he turned everything around. Oh, good, Ash.